Today I'm going to show you how to use one of my favorite camp stoves, the Optimus 8R. It's a Swedish-made. They've made them in the late 50s. 59 is the first year I think they started making them, if my research is right. And they made them all the way up into the late 80s. This is a particular late 70s, early 80s model. And it's a multi-fuel camp stove that will basically run off of any combustible liquid that you can put in this little tank here. Right now I have ran it off of isopropyl, I've ran it off of kerosene, I've ran it off of gasoline, I've ran it off of Coleman Lanner fuel, I've even ran it off of lighter fluid. That's currently what's in it. You'll find that different fluids give you different BTU outputs from different air fuel ratios. I'll get a little more into that in a minute, but at the moment let me show you how one of these is used. So I'll go on ahead, and first things first is you need to prime what's called the spill cup, which is this little guy in here. And I'll take a silicone hose and snag a little bit out. They do sell a separate pump assembly that you can pressurize the tank with. I really haven't found a use for the pressurized tank. The heat itself will pressurize it. And not only that, but it's just an extra thing that you have to carry, and I just kind of feel it's unnecessary. But moving on, so I'll take the rubber and I'll prime from the tank into the spill cup to give me a little bit. And then sometimes, just to add some good measure, I'll take a little bit of, say, cotton from what I'm wearing or something. Just that way I can give it a little bit of an extra help. Because that fluid is kind of a pain in the ass to get lit sometimes. And I have a piezoelectric crystal clicker here that works with isopropyl, gasoline, a couple others, but it's just not enough to light the starting or the lighter fluid. So that being said, I'll take a little bit and I'll go on ahead and I'll drop it down in. And you can use a little bit of cotton, you can use a little bit of kindling from wood. I mean, use your imagination. It's just kind of like a wick to help absorb the fuel and make it burn a little longer. So now that I have that in there, I'll just give it a light. There we go. Now I want that to get nice and hot. I'm going to keep the valve closed until the very last moment because I want it to build pressure. And if the valve isn't closed, it's not going to build pressure for me. Now right before I go to turn it on, I'll open it all the way to let the cleaning needle do its thing, and then I'll close it and then just lightly open it. Trying to get a good angle here. Doing this once or twice kind of helps prime the system. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of fluid out of the needle. There we go. Now this has to get hot. You lightly crack that, but it has to get hot, because if it's not hot enough, the cold air that goes into this little chamber here, it's too dense. So it throws off the air-fuel ratio of it and it extinguishes your flame. You end up being too lean. So until this gets hot, you have to be real low on your flame or you'll end up extinguishing it. Once this gets up to temperature and the surrounding air is hot enough, you'll be able to make finer adjustments and bring the flame up hotter, because it won't be as dense air, it'll be hotter air. So it'll be able to light a lot better. And there we go. As you can see, my spill cup is starting to go out, and I've got a light flame that started up here at the top, and that's exactly what I need. That right there. Now I'm going to let that heat up for a few more seconds because I need that to get hot, and then I'm going to lightly increase the flame, and I'll show you what a max burner on it looks like, and it gets pretty warm. And there we go. That is probably close to max burner right there. And I mean, I don't know if you can see it in that camera, but that flame is hot. Like I can feel it on my face right here. And as it continues to just warm up, it'll build pressure in the tank. That'll continue to feed it. Once it reaches an operating temperature, fine adjustments will be easier. But at this point, I could start cooking a can of soup and eat in 10 minutes. Easily have a thing of hot cocoa or some coffee in 3 to 5. It really does a very impressive job for how little it is and how universal it can be with its fuels. But I'd like to show you this today. I appreciate you joining me. If you have a chance and you pick one of these up at a garage sale at about $20 to $50, it's a decent bargain. Going rate for them right now is about 40 to 60, give or take. So, and they're not bad setups. I mean, honestly, that's a hot flame. I'm going ahead and turn it down. See how I have a little bit of adjustment. I even have a little bit of a baby ghost flame just floating, and out. That's it. Thank you for joining me for this video.